This is the first time FaZe Clan has been in a grand final in the CWL 2018 season. This is the first time OpTic Gaming has been in a grand final in the CWL 2018 season. And these guys are going back and forth, toe for toe, just battling it out here. It all comes down to these next 2, maybe 3 maps. Oh, we've got Flak Tower, then Valkyrie, then potentially Forest to wrap things up. How do you feel about this Flak Tower?
I think this Flak Tower favors OpTic Gaming. Again, we've seen them play on this a few more times than FaZe. Really, FaZe is just incorporated into it today, right? They beat TK on it in a crazy fashion. But OpTic, this is one they've played a good amount, and they have a lot of experience on it. We see it in their regular season. At some other open events, I have to give the edge to OpTic for Game 3, but Game 4, if Zuma's shooting the way he is, I feel like they may take out Valkyrie.
And again, maps 3 and 4 is the change from the first best of 5. Nice close-up there of Scump's mouth. Just looking through now, the FaZe roster is there getting ready. Deep breath there from Attach on the end. It's been a gauntlet. It's been a long, long series. You know, you haven't battled through an open bracket. Like, think about FaZe to start the year. You have to go through an open bracket in Dallas all the way to top 4, and now, months later, sitting in this $500,000 playoff. What a road it's been for FaZe Clan this year.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the best they've looked was in Stage 1. Was that regular season when they got first place. You know, they are a #1 seed. They lost first round to TK. They make their way all the way through that loser's bracket. But at the open events, they haven't looked too solid. OpTic, they've had some top 6 performances, not what we expect of them throughout the regular season, where they get second in their division.
Yeah.
So both of these guys, I mean, these are some of the top seeds throughout Stage 1, and OpTic's been handling business up until this point.
Both of our Game 2s going to around 11. The first one FaZe was able to take. Now OpTic Gaming get a little bit of revenge there on London Docks. But they blew a 5-1 lead. They almost blew a 4-2 lead with streaks, but they're able to, you know, edge it out in the final moments. Now it'll be Flak Tower, and yeah, I mean, I think you have to. This is usually a map that FaZe doesn't want to play, right? The only series that they ultimately did it against was Team Caliber, like you said, because that's the one team that kind of just destroys them on Ardent Forest. So they bring it to Flak. So the good thing from them, you know, they played it this weekend and they looked all right. But I agree with you. You got to give a heavy favor here. Maybe not heavy, but definitely favor OpTic Gaming for sure in Game 3.
Yeah, when I watched the FaZe TK game earlier, you could tell the inexperience from FaZe, right? They weren't making head-up decisions. It was pretty sloppy up until the point where it really just relied on a couple individual plays. I remember Zuma had that like 1v1 and someone on the back of TK. He wins that one, allows them to get that flag. What, it was a 40-second overtime. TK scored in. They had a streak. FaZe on that second half bring it back. So I don't know, man. I definitely favor OpTic Gaming now in Game 3.
But you said you felt all right about FaZe in the Game 4 as well. So yeah, another one that we may have the full 10
And Forest, we saw that one already. So we'll see if we do get to game number 5, how teams make adjustments. You saw adjustments in Game 2. You know, you felt that OpTic knew how aggressive Priesta played on the B side, and they took advantage of it a couple of rounds. There was a few times Priesta definitely overpeaked his position. And then on the same side, I mean, FaZe, as soon as they killed Crim on the B site, they just planted right away. You saw Crim rotate towards that middle, you know, just make those adjustments. They were able to win some key rounds. And then it comes down to that 1 versus 1, Crim versus Attach, and well, Crim's able to win it.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the next map now. So, you know, you mentioned that you're favoring OpTic Gaming here. What would be your, is there a key player or maybe a key to victory here for FaZe if you're going to pull off? What would probably be an upset on this map?
For me, I think it has to be Attach. I think he's a key player for them. If he's able to win a lot of 1 versus 1s, he's going to have some tough matchups on the side of OpTic, but for a lot of the times on Flak Tower, it's 4 PPSHs, so everybody has to play pretty well. And what we saw in the grand final of Birmingham, what we saw earlier today, is there is a more preferred side. There's that side where you're attacking and you can put some more pressure on it. We see a lot of those scores come from it, so we'll make sure to point that out for you viewers at home. But Attachy's doing a little meditation right now.
Yeah, I think
you're doing a little bit of stretching.
Dealing with a little bit of a tech. Yeah, I've been standing so long, I'm literally like stretching out my calves and my hammies, making sure I'm as flexible as possible because apparently that's important here for a grand final.
Yeah, tips with Maven, make sure you do your yoga.
You gotta stretch. You gotta stretch. You know, I remember, what was it? I think I went to a wedding and I was in the wedding party and they told you never lock knees. You can't lock your knees. You can pass out or something like that. So you gotta make sure you gotta stay flexible, Joe.
I don't want to pass out. please.
We may just pass out from these matches.
Crab walking.
I'm glad no one sees the idiots that we are when we're off camera. It is good for you at home. But yeah, just dealing with a little bit of a tech issue. We'll be right into this map 3 as quickly as we can, guys. Thank you for watching all weekend. Thank you for watching all year. What a treat we have here for the Stage 1 playoff. OpTic versus FaZe. A series, a grand final that is going the distance. If you're just joining us, we're tied at 1 game apiece. The swing game, your CTF, could help determine who is going to be your Stage 1 victor. Who's going to come out on top? Let's get into it, Joe.
Yep, we're going to start on board with Crim. You can see a couple of players. Karma's able to win that first 1 versus 1 versus replays. Crim finds Zuma. So pressure going to be on that FaZe base.
Find another kill. Couple coming off a respawn from the FaZe side, so that's going to prompt the push to come in here from OpTic. But Crim going to catch a stun pretty early, and this one is Attach gets a kill.
Yeah, there's Attach already. He's got 3 on the board. I was going to say, though, OpTic have a very solid break-off where both Karma and Formal, they pull out STGs, and they typically win it. It typically goes their way, but now pressure in OpTic Gaming's bases replays is a very sticky position, but that's a nice stun out of Karma.
So we saw in the LG versus OpTic Flak Tower, it was 4 PPSHs throughout a lot of it. Do you expect something similar here?
I think so. I definitely think you can already see replays as a PPSH. Chump's able to find 2. We'll have to see the side of OpTic if Formal pulled one out just yet. So yeah, so 4 PPSHs on each side. Karma, he's gonna push up towards that FaZe Clan gun and get into a solid position where a couple of kills go their way. He can get a flagpole, and he sneaks by one as well. So Karma's in a great position right now for OpTic Gaming.
They just have to find the kills from the defenseman.
One spawned up.
One spawn, and he's able to win the kill. Crim6 and Scump, they all come through. There is 1 team kill, so there's 1 player left on the other side. It's going to be Replay still in position to make a play. Can Replays do it here? Oh my God, can Replays do it? He's given away his position. He's tagged him up, and he will be traded out. And OpTic Gaming, they'll get on the board first here. 90 seconds in, 1-0 advantage for OpTic Gaming, and that's due to the sneaky play of Karma.
Yeah, he wins that 1 versus 1 off spawn. A couple of kills go their way in their base, and OpTics are able to get that lead. And well, the pressure doesn't stop. 4 down once again for FaZe. Crim's gonna pull this flag towards his teammate. Spawn just in. That's Zuma. He gets taken down. This should be an early lead for FaZe, but 1 player maybe get through. It's gonna stop Crim just a little bit, but he had a nade, not a stun. If he has a stun there, Priesta may be able to stop this flag.
Absolutely, but as it stands, 30 seconds later, it's a second cap for OpTic Gaming. You said they were favored in this one for you. You're seeing exactly why. They're striking early, they're striking often, and it's a big lead here. Very early in the first half.
Yeah, talk. In the first series, OpTic dominated FaZe on London Docks CTF. So as we go into the second one, well, London Docks gets vetoed by FaZe. So they have to play Flak Tower. Again, not a map they play very often, but OpTic are looking so good right now. A couple other kills coming in for Scump and Formal. Karma able to find 1. 1 player left, that's Replays. He's gonna get taken out. And CTF has looked flawless for OpTic.
Oh yeah, the train is being run on FaZe right now. They're struggling to get anything going. Streaks now on Crim6. Everybody getting dropped while sprinting off a spawn. It's gonna be a 3-0 lead as the CTFs have heavily favored OpTic Gaming. Joe, what is going wrong for FaZe right now?
I mean, you just look at the scoreboard. You have Karma at 10 and 4, Crim at 9 and 2, Scumps +1, Formal's +2.
And Replays and Zuma are what, 5 and 16 combined right now?
Yeah, that doesn't help, especially when OpTic's been in your base this entire half. Zuma finally getting on the side of OpTic. He's gonna find Crim6. Can FaZe Clan respond? We know they have the talent to do so, but it's gonna be tough. 3 flags on Flag Tower. That's no easy ordeal.
Especially with how early they got on the board. Like, seems like you're barely into the game, but this time they're at least able to get one out. Priesta gets to the edge. He's got no help. He has to turn and challenge. He thought he was going to get peeked low. Not going to happen yet. The glide bomb's going to be called in, so they know his position. There's the kill, and that's why Streaks can be so big. I mean, he's slowed up, I think, before that was even coming in because he had no help towards mid-map. But OpTic Gaming, regardless, get the return.
Well, we saw this, remember, in the winners final, OpTic and Luminosity. How good was OpTic's defense? Every single time LG got pushed up, OpTic thwarted them away.
We'll get another touch here for FaZe. It's going to be Zuma this time. Zuma's got help. He's going to be running it towards Attach. Chasing will be Karma. There's 1 player in a sneaky spot. Look at Scump.
Yeah, they're gonna call in a streak to try and catch this player. That flag is in the basement. Here goes Scump. Scump's gonna try to get this pull. He's gonna find Zuma, not able to win that gunfight, but nades in from Formal. There's a stun. Can he get this flag? No.
Oh my God, now the counter might be here. FaZe doesn't get the score, and you get a touch on the other end, and everybody from FaZe drops. Oh, it's devastating for FaZe Clan, as this will be a 4th score in the opening half for OpTic Gaming. That was just painful to watch for FaZe.
It definitely was. 4-0 now OpTic, and they're still putting the pressure on. You have Crim6 pushed up, you have Scump pushed up. Crim may go for another flag touch. You can see FaZe, they're just abandoning their base. They know they have to put the pressure on OpTic, and well, 2 go down. There's just 1 player left in the base of OpTic. Itachi's gonna get that flag, but on the other side, Crim pulled it as well.
This could be another score.
It could be.
This could be another score if Karma can make the play. He's got the help for Crim, but they need to track down the flag. Replay is actually able to pick it up. He will get traded out though, so Karma still able to maybe make the plays. The return's gonna come in. They got the touch. This may be a huge score, and it's going to be FaZe desperately needed that one. They're still trailing by 3, but at least you get something on the board in the final seconds, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, same thing happened on London Dock CTF in this
That's right, yeah.
Where they scored 1 flag after OpTic just put it to them. And again, it's Itachi who's having a solid game 3, but really no help from the rest of his team.
Well, you can see why FaZe doesn't play this very often.
They probably don't want to play CTF very often now.
With the way these are going, right? And that's just something where you gotta maybe widen your map pool a little bit. You know, they're competent on Ardent Force, unless they're playing Team Caliber, but outside of that, it hasn't looked pretty. And you still see there full streaks on the side of Karma. He's 15-8. Crim6 is 14-5. The slaying battle in this CTF and the battle for who's going to pick up those streaks has absolutely been incredibly one-sided. And the score reflects it here for OpTic.
Yeah, pretty back and forth off the start of this second half. Karma, though, again, Karma and Formal off the start. They both pull out STGs, and they win majority of their breakoffs. He's just going to set up and just try to control the pace, just not allow FaZe to get in any position. They still have streaks to use as well, defensively and offensively. Nice shots right there out of Zuma, though.
Nice patience by Zuma, too.
Yep.
He pushes out when you still had Karma on wood. He's going to end up dropping, but the patience does pay off. But screaming forward was Scump, but he will get caught. Crim6 gets caught as well, so multiple down. Now, Zuma in position to make a play. They need a score, and they need a score early. But remember, lots of streaks on the side of OpTic Gaming. They can use some defensively, but what a pick from Replays to open things up.
Yeah, there's that glide bomb. Can he find anything? It looks like he's going to find attached. Scumps finds 2. Zuma now goes on in. And there we go. Perfect defense once again from OpTic.
But I guess if you're FaZe, at least you get a streak out of him early in the first minute. The problem is you still have a lot of streaks to work with.
I think 3 on Karma. Yeah, so he used a glide bomb, so you still have 2.
You just need more pressure from FaZe. They have to get the streaks out of his hand so they can start to convert some of these flag pulls. But it could be a converted flag pull for the other side. OpTic pushing. It's Formal who will get dropped. Crim6 trying to follow it up, but he's tagged up and will have to back up until Karma gets in position to help him out a little bit.
Yeah, that was a big kill out of Zuma to at least slow down that flag run. Karma, though, playing so sneaky once again. We saw him do this in the first half. Replay's gonna check this. No, but he misses some shots. Replays gets in that underground position. But again, look how desperate FaZe is playing because they have to. They're just giving this guy up. They're leaving it to Replays for that 1v1. Well, Reap's not able to win it.
Karma wins the 1v1. Attach will get dropped. Zuma's going to be the next man up. Wins the first gunfight, but unfortunately guesses wrong. He gets tagged from behind. Now under 3 minutes to play, and the score differential still 3 as OpTic Gaming holds the edge. This absolutely looks like their map. You know, they still have the streaks to work with. You've seen very little offense from FaZe Clan. Maybe a little bit better in this half, but still nothing coming to fruition for them. Woo, Attach, nice shots there, but quickly does get traded out. And now here's OpTic Gaming with a chance to make a play. The first kill comes in from Scump. Crim6 going to follow it up with a stun. The mid-map battle goes the way of FaZe, but see, they are able to hold for now.
Yeah, this is all OpTic needs to do, right? Is just hold mid-map and just waste FaZe's time. Just roam this little area like Scump and Formal are doing.
The longer you have gunfights on the FaZe Clan side of the map, the longer you don't have a chance for FaZe Clan to come back in.
That was a nice nade out of Priesta. Able to find Scump, but just 2 minutes left. Well, OpTic have played flawless CTF so far throughout these grand finals. A couple of gunfights go FaZe's way, but still, nothing near OpTic's base.
No, nothing at all. You do have Zuma winning a gunfight. And he's got help pushing up the other side and also through a mid-map as well. But as Formal wins it, it slows it down for a moment. Now 2 players in position, but with 90 seconds to play, and Karma still has held these streaks. So you got the glide bomb out of him early, but there hasn't been any more pressure to follow that to get these additional streaks out of Karma's hand. He's been holding on to these for what seems ages. Doesn't need the streaks in that one as he's able to win a nice one-on-one. And again, the defense from OpTic just never seems to break. Yeah, it'll bend at times, but never, ever breaks.
Nope, well, Karma, he's just gonna call in some mortar strikes, try to catch FaZe players off spawn. Formal wins one on attach, and well, it looks like OpTic's not gonna stop here. They're gonna try and run this score up a little bit. You can see on that scoreboard, everybody positive so far for OpTic Gaming. A great game out of them. It's gonna put them 1 map away from taking home that Stage 1 title.
Well, with this one being done, let's focus on the future of this series. So what FaZe is gonna have to get it done on the Valkyrie to have a chance. There's only 30 seconds here. They're not gonna be winning this game. And like you said, the CTFs have been so lopsided, but you gotta think this FaZe roster sort of built, you think, to be good on a map like Valkyrie, right?
Definitely so. But I was gonna say, this series reminds me so much of the LG OpTic one, right? Like, LG wins map number 1. They have a solid chance at winning game 2. But OpTic takes it, and then they take the CTF and go on to win game 4. And OpTic's in striking distance now.
And really, this game seemed to be over in the opening 2 minutes as OpTic went up 2-0 quickly in this one. They'll now take a 2-1 advantage here in the grand final. This is our last best of 5. This is the one that determines your number 1, your number 2, your champion. And now, FaZe, can they push this?